Welcome back to Mindful English. I'm James.
And I'm Ruby. Welcome to episode 6 of the Mindful English Mindset, 10 Steps to Calm Fluency.
Today, we're going to talk about something we do every day.
But many English learners find surprisingly difficult.
Listening.
And not just listening to English,
but listening without exhausting yourself.
that's where mindful listening comes in.
I think many learners have the same experience.
They're watching an English video.
The speaker says something.
They understand most of it,
Then one unfamiliar word appears.
and suddenly everything stops.
They pause the video.
Search for the word.
Translate it.
Listen to the sentence again.
Then another unfamiliar word appears.
And the whole process starts over.
After 10 minutes, they're tired.
And they may still feel like they understood nothing.
But that's not necessarily true.
They may have understood much more than they realized.
The problem is that they were measuring their listening by every individual word.
Instead of the overall message.
That's an important difference.
Think about listening in your first language.
When someone tells you a story, do you analyze every word?
Usually not.
You don't stop and ask yourself what every expression means.
You follow the idea.
You notice the important details.
You understand the speaker's emotion.
And if you miss one word,
You usually keep listening.
so why do we suddenly become detectives when we hear English?
Because we think missing a word means missing the meaning.
But that's not always true.
Imagine someone says, I was completely exhausted after work, so I went home and fell asleep immediately.
Maybe you don't know exhausted
But you know they went home,
and fell asleep.
so you can probably guess that exhausted means very tired.
You didn't need a dictionary.
The context helped you.
That's one of the most useful skills in listening.
Learning to use the information around an unfamiliar word,
The situation,
the words before it,
the words after it,
and the speaker's tone.
even their facial expression if you're watching a video.
All of these clues work together.
But there's another reason listening can feel difficult.
What is it?
We're often listening to our own thoughts instead of the speaker.
Explain that.
The speaker is talking, but you're thinking, did I understand that?
Then, what was that word?
Should I go back?
Am I too slow?
And while you're asking yourself all these questions,
The speaker keeps talking.
so your attention gets divided.
That's why mindful listening starts with something very simple.
Being present.
Don't listen with the goal of proving how much English you know.
Listen because someone is trying to tell you something.
That small change in mindset can make a big difference.
Instead of asking, did I understand every word?
Ask, what is this person trying to communicate?
Suddenly, one missing word isn't a disaster.
It's just one small gap.
And you can keep going.
Sometimes your brain will fill that gap naturally.
Sometimes it won't.
Either way, you can still understand the rest. I think
That's something learners need to hear more often.
you are allowed to miss things.
You're allowed to rewind.
You're allowed to use subtitles.
And you're allowed to not understand everything.
Because listening isn't a test.
It's a skill,
And skills become stronger through regular practice.
not through constant pressure.
So the next time you're listening to English,
Don't chase every word.
stay with the speaker
Follow the meaning,
and give your brain time to work.
because sometimes understanding comes
A few seconds after you hear the words.
a few seconds after you hear the words.
Exactly.
Your brain doesn't always need an immediate answer,
That's interesting because we expect ourselves to understand instantly.
especially when we're studying.
We hear a sentence and think we should know its meaning immediately.
But real listening doesn't always work like that.
Sometimes you understand the sentence first and only later realize what one particular word meant.
So we shouldn't interrupt the whole process just because one detail isn't clear.
Right.
There's another skill that can make this easier. Listening for the important words, instead of giving every word the same amount of attention.
Exactly.
How does that work?
Imagine someone says, I was planning to go to the supermarket after work, but it started raining heavily, so I decided to stay home.
You don't necessarily need every single word.
You can focus on the main information.
Planning to go somewhere?
After work,
It started raining.
and they stayed home.
That's enough to understand what happened.
And if you understand the main idea, you've successfully listened, even if a few small words disappeared.
Yes, That sounds obvious when you say it.
But many learners don't give themselves permission to listen that way,
They think 80% means they failed the other 20.
when 80% might be enough to follow the conversation perfectly well.
So perhaps we should change how we measure listening progress.
Instead of counting every word we missed,
We can ask whether we understood the message.
and whether we could follow the speaker from one idea to the next.
That feels much more realistic.
Because real conversations don't come with a pause button.
True.
You can't stop someone every 5 seconds because you didn't recognize one expression.
Well, you could.
But they probably wouldn't enjoy the conversation.
Fair point.
The goal is to become comfortable with some uncertainty.
That's difficult for perfectionists
Very.
because they want complete control.
But listening requires letting go of some control.
You don't control the speaker's speed,
Their accent,
their vocabulary.
their expressions they choose.
So you need another kind of control.
Control over your reaction.
That's powerful.
You can hear something unfamiliar and stay calm.
You can think, I don't know that word, but I understand the situation.
Then keep listening.
And sometimes the meaning becomes clearer later.
Exactly.
What about accents?
That's another area where patience matters.
A learner may understand one English speaker easily
Then struggle with another.
and immediately think, my listening is terrible.
But that's not necessarily the problem.
Their ear may simply be unfamiliar with that accent.
Think about hearing a new regional accent in your own language.
At first, some words might sound strange.
After more exposure, they become easier.
English works the same way,
Your ears need variety.
but gradually.
You don't have to listen to every accent in the world in 1 week.
Thank goodness.
Start with speakers you can mostly understand.
Then occasionally challenge yourself with a different voice,
Maybe a different country.
a different age group.
Or simply a different speaking style.
That helps your brain become flexible.
And flexibility is important because English doesn't have one single sound.
There are many ways people speak it.
Some speak slowly.
Some speak quickly.
Some pronounce every sound clearly.
Others connect words together.
Some use very common expressions.
Others have their own vocabulary.
The more variety you hear, the less surprising real conversations become.
But there's one mistake learners often make when practicing this,
They choose material that's far too difficult.
because they think harder means better.
But if you understand almost nothing, you're spending most of your time guessing.
And that can become discouraging.
So what should the ideal material feel like?
Challenging enough to make you concentrate.
But understandable enough that you can follow the main idea.
Exactly.
That's where progress happens.
You understand most of it,
Then notice something new.
then hear it again.
And eventually what was difficult becomes familiar.
That's how your listening grows.
Quietly.
One conversation at a time.
One conversation at a time. And those conversations don't have to come from a classroom. That's actually one of my favorite things about listening practice. You can bring English into your everyday life without turning every moment into homework. Exactly. You could listen while you're walking, cooking, cleaning, getting ready in the morning, or having a quiet cup of coffee. The important thing is choosing something you genuinely want to hear, because interest changes everything. If you love stories, listen to stories. If you enjoy technology, listen to simple technology discussions. If you like travel, follow someone talking about their experiences. You're naturally curious about the content, so your brain has another reason to keep listening. But should we always understand everything? No. Even when the material is at our level? Absolutely. Why? Because listening isn't only about comprehension. What else is happening? Your brain is becoming familiar with the rhythm of English, the way words connect, the pauses, the stress, the intonation. So even when you don't consciously understand a phrase, your ears may be learning its sound. That's why repeated listening can be so powerful. The first time, you may notice the general idea. The second time, you recognize more words. The third time, a phrase suddenly becomes obvious. And you might think, how did I miss that before? You weren't ready to hear it yet. That's a comforting way to look at it. Learning doesn't always happen on the first attempt. So let's talk about subtitles. Good idea. Are they helpful or harmful? They can be either depending on how you use them. What's the mindful way? Start without subtitles when possible. Just listen. Then, if something important remains unclear, use English subtitles. Why English subtitles specifically? Because they connect the sounds you're hearing with the words you're seeing. So if someone says a phrase quickly, you can see how those sounds are written. Then listen again without the subtitles. Exactly. That turns subtitles into a learning tool instead of something you depend on. What about translated subtitles? They can help when the content is far beyond your level, but if you use them all the time, your eyes may start doing most of the work, and your ears get less practice. That's why switching them off sometimes is useful, even if you understand less, especially then, because you're training your listening muscles, and you don't strengthen a skill by avoiding the difficult part completely. There's another exercise I really like. Which one? Listening to a short clip 3 times with a different purpose each time. Explain. First time, listen for the main idea. No pausing. Second time, notice useful phrases. You can use subtitles if necessary. Third time, listen to the speaker's pronunciation and rhythm. That's a great exercise, and it's only a few minutes, which makes it easy to repeat regularly. It also prevents you from trying to do everything at once. That's important. If you're listening for meaning, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and every tiny detail simultaneously, your attention becomes overloaded. So give each listening session one clear purpose. That's mindful practice. Focused, but not stressful. Exactly. I also think silence matters. Silence. Yes. After listening to something, don't immediately replay it. Give yourself a few seconds. Ask yourself what you remember, without checking whether every detail was correct. Maybe you remember one sentence. Maybe an emotion. Maybe just the general story. That's still useful. Your brain needs time to process what it heard. We often forget that. We expect learning to happen instantly, but sometimes the information needs a little space. So mindful listening includes listening and pausing, hearing and reflecting, paying attention, without putting yourself under pressure. I think we're getting closer to the real meaning of mindful listening. What do you think it is? Trusting yourself enough to keep listening, even when you don't understand everything. Even when you don't understand everything. Because understanding isn't always immediate. And that's something I want every English learner to remember. You don't have to catch every word to catch the meaning. You can miss a phrase and still understand the story. You can struggle with an accent and still follow the conversation. You can hear something unfamiliar and keep going. That's not failure. That's real listening. And the more you practice staying calm in those moments, the less frightening they become. So let's make this week's practice very simple. Choose a short English video, podcast, or conversation, something you actually enjoy. Listen once without subtitles. Focus only on the main idea. Then listen again and notice a few expressions you recognize. Don't try to collect 10 or 20 new words. Choose 1 or 2 that you genuinely like to use. Then listen one final time. Pay attention to the speaker's rhythm, their pauses, their stress, the intonation, and the way words connect together. After that, stop. No endless replaying. No trying to understand every tiny detail. Give your brain time to process what it heard. And if you understood only part of it, that's okay. Come back to it another day, because your brain has already met the sounds once, and familiarity is a huge part of listening. There's one final habit I'd like to suggest. What's that? When you hear an unfamiliar word, don't immediately ask, what does this word mean? Ask, do I actually need this word to understand the message? If the answer is no, keep listening. If the answer is yes, then investigate it after you've finished listening. That one small habit can completely change your listening experience, because you're no longer letting one word control the whole conversation. You're choosing what deserves your attention. And that's what mindful listening really is. Listening with intention, staying present, accepting uncertainty, and trusting yourself enough to continue. You don't need to understand everything today. You just need to understand a little more over time. And one day, you'll hear a phrase that used to sound impossible, and suddenly it will sound completely normal. That's progress. Quiet progress. The kind you may not notice while it's happening, until you look back and realize how far you've come. Thank you for listening to episode 6 of the Mindful English Mindset, 10 Steps to Calm Fluency. Today, we talked about mindful listening and why understanding every single word isn't necessary for real communication. So the next time you listen to English, don't chase every word. Follow the meaning, notice the feeling, use the context, and let unfamiliar words pass when they don't matter. Your goal isn't perfect listening, it's comfortable listening. Listening that feels natural instead of stressful. And remember, you don't have to understand every word to understand the message. In episode 7, we'll move from listening to something much more personal. We'll talk about emotional vocabulary and how to express what you really feel in simple, natural English. Because sometimes saying, "I'm fine," doesn't really tell the whole story. Until then, listen with patience, stay curious, and give your English time to grow. See you in episode 7.